connect the dots, and you can see the writing on the wall. And I definitely think the 9/11 Commission is a fraud, and it should be looked into. It's no different than the Warren Commission did on Kennedy. So I think responsibly, we as patriots need to go in and look at it ourselves, get an independent group in there and say, hey, what's going on? Because I don't know about you, but when I saw the footage of the plane hitting the Pentagon, where's the wreckage? That's what made me wonder. There's no wreckage and the explosion was too small. Something isn't right.
Thank you, Sonny, and I will be quick. I could talk for days on this subject. We have a TV show that we're doing weekly. You can go to city911.org. You can watch all that you want to learn on that. What I do want to share with you is a speech. Actually, it's a note from another lieutenant colonel, but he's a former FDNY Ladder Company 26 of New York City, Rescue Company number 3, Rescue Company number 1, Engine Company 92, Ladder 82, and Ladder 101. He was awarded the Merit Class 1 Award and Apprentice Medal. His name is Lieutenant Anton von Barkov. The reason I want to read this is there's a website called Firefighters for 9/11 Truth. And on this, he writes, "Dear fellow firefighters, a great tragedy befell our community on September 11, 2001. An unprecedented 343 deaths in the line of duty. As horrible as that toll is, if there were a rational explanation for it, we could accept it and more. We all understood the risk we accepted when we took the oath as office. That chance might cut our lives short when we placed ourselves in harm's way in the public service. This is what we are paid for, and it is our honor. However, in short, the official explanation of the events of that day are not only insufficient, they are fantastic and cannot bear rational examination. We are asked to believe that on that day, 3 structural steel buildings, which have never before in history collapsed because of fire, fell neatly into their basements at the speed of gravity. Their concrete was reduced to dust. We are asked to believe that jet fuel, kerosene, can melt steel. We are asked to believe that the most sophisticated air defense system in the world that responded to 68 emergencies in the year prior to 9/11 in less than 20 minutes allowed aircraft to wander about for up to an hour and a half. We are asked to believe that the steel and titanium components of an aircraft that supposedly hit the Pentagon evaporated. There is much, much more if anyone cares to look into it. World Trade Center Tower number 7 by itself is the smoking gun. 47 stories tall, not hit by an aircraft, with only a few relatively small fires, and it came down in a classic print and implosion, going straight into its basement. Something only very precise demolition can accomplish, which takes days, if not weeks, to prepare. The 9/11 Commission actually stated that they, quote, didn't know why it collapsed, and they left it at that. Brothers, I know that the implications of the above are hard, almost unthinkable, but the official explanation is utter nonsense. And 343 murdered brothers are crying out for justice. Demand a genuine investigation into the events of September 11th. So I speak on behalf of those that can't speak anymore, because if any of us get in trouble in our community, what do? We call 911. We call and ask for the police officers and the firefighters to come. So almost 400 of New York City's men that respond to those calls were murdered, and we don't know why yet. There's a whole myriad of issues that come as a result of this and come prior to it. But I do this because they still don't have their justice. And it pains me that these guys are still serving us, but they can't say a word about it. So that's why I applaud Sonny for opening us up to the Tea Party. If you recall, the start of this round of Tea Parties was the Rally for the Republic, and Jesse Ventura brought this up. The FBI has no evidence linking Osama bin Laden to 9/11. That's a fact. So remember, history will prove the truth. My greatest example of this, the world was once flat. How many of you believe it? Thank you.
Like I said, I'm 99% a 9/11 truther, and I believe in freedom of speech. And I do want to make sure that people such as 9/11 who have something to say are heard. Whether you don't like the message or not, they have a right to speak it, and I will defend the freedom to say as such. I would say that I am definitely a 110% birther because Mr. Obama's presidency eligibility is in question. Until that thing is addressed, we need to get him out of there, temporarily swear Biden in, until this guy can prove himself he's eligible to be president. I definitely think there's just too much mystique around this guy. That's why he won't release his college transcripts, because it shows he's a foreign student and he's never been repatriated. The writing is on the wall, ladies and gentlemen. And this man is an imposter and a fraud. And I have 3 DVDs over here that go a little bit more into his background to show you the people he's connected to. And tell you what, this guy is just as much a part of the Chicago machine, more than Hillary Clinton could ever hope to be. So that's something to check into. So yeah, you will never hear me say the title president and Obama within the same breath, because as far as I'm concerned, he's not. So that's my spiel on that topic. I'm going to have, let's see,